to my YouTube channel Facts Info, Facts for Future. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And in this video, we are going to discuss about the verbal analogy part 3. So, under this, we are going to solve nearly 15 questions which are related to various different topics. So, I had applied the methodology. If you remember, let me explain that. So, the first method in which I had explained is you have to relate or you have to know all the meanings of the words in which they had given in a pair and as well as given in the options. Even though if you don't know, let's go to the next step, that is you have to relate the first pair which is given in the first pair. You have to relate them well so that you can apply it on the answer. So third step you have to compulsory do is very important step. You have to apply these whatever the answer you got with the various options they are present in it, so that you can easily get a exact answer. Otherwise there will be a quite similarity between two options, so that if you are getting confusion between them, just recheck it. It will be a very good answer for you. So these are the methodologies for solving such verbal questions. They are seems very easy, but they are really tricky one. So do these steps in which may help you to get exact answers. So let's solve the questions, today's questions. So the first question is influenza, which is related to virus, and typhoid is related to what? Influenza is a disease caused by the microorganism called as virus. So typhoid is also a disease which is caused by the microorganism, but which microorganism we have to find out. So the option given is bacillus, parasite, protozoa, and bacteria. So you must know that bacillus is a type of a bacteria which is having a rod shaped structure. So the parasite is also a microorganism. Of course it is depends on the host. It absorbs the food from the host. Protozoa is a single cellular organism, but it doesn't affects it like bacteria does. So the answer definitely is a bacteria. So the typhoid is caused exactly by the bacteria called Salmonella typhi. So the answer is D, Salmonella typhi, that is bacteria. So the next question is hemoglobin is related to iron and chlorophyll is related to what? So hemoglobin is a protein in which it is made up of four subunits, and it is mainly having an element called as iron. Iron is an element, right? So it is present in the, it is ionized form, that is Fe3 plus. So in the middle of the Fe3 plus they are present around the subunits. They are held by this iron. So it is a very essential element part. So like that, chlorophyll also a structure in which, or a part in which it is having some element which is mainly present in a center part. So the options given is copper, magnesium, cobalt, and calcium. So the, if you don't know this, I will just put out the image of it, how it is present. So the answer is magnesium, Mg2 plus. In this ionized state, the magnesium is present in the chlorophyll. So the next question is radio is related to listener and film is related to what? So if you know the meaning, that right, if you have seen the radio, you can just listen whatever the speaker or the narrator is going to narrate it or speak it, or it may be of news, any of the dramatic, that you can just listen it, right? You can't see it what the thing is happening, but in the film you can see and you can hear as well. That is audio and video is both available here. So the answer will be like the options given is producer, actor, viewer, and director. So you can easily find out this. This option is C, viewer. Viewer or audience or observer can only see and visualize this. So that is option C. Next one is milk emulsions. Milk is related to emulsion, butter is related to what? You know the milk. The thing which you don't know is milk is a, you know, it is present in the solution, right? It is present as a liquid. So it is liquid is having a smaller particles which are dissolved in it. But if you filtrate it, you can get those solid particles. So such a thing are called as emulsions. And butter is also a substance which is present as a solid in structure, and if you even supply a heat to it, it is converted into some other, like called as ghee right now. So this substances which we are conditions under conditions, you can convert them into one form to another form. But the thing they had asked is what exactly the butter comes under category. So the option is aerosol, suspension, sol, or gel. So aerosol is a substances or solid and liquid substance or gaseous substances which is present in the atmosphere. So butter is not available in the atmosphere. So option A is not an answer. Suspension is suspension. You can see that mud in a water. Best example. You can differentiate between them, right? So the answer is not suspension. Butter is not present in like that. And solution, of course, solution is present in the liquid, but butter is present in the solid. So option D, gel, is the right answer. So the next option is spider, insect, crocodile is what? Spider is related to insect. So spider is a animal which is present under the insect group, and a crocodile is an animal comes under which group. So crocodile is a vertebrate, of course it is comes under either reptile, mammal, frog, or carnivore. So it is comes under the reptile. Crocodile is a reptile, not a mammal and not a amphibian. Okay, just you have to remember it. So let's solve the next questions. Thunder is related to rain, and what is related to night? So thunder is basically a mechanism in which happens prior to the raining. So the thunder is a sounding substance which is comes from the electrical energy passing from clouds to the ground. It creates a loud sound. So that is comes prior to the rain. And what does the event happens before the night happen? So option given: evening, dark, day, and dusk. Dusk is a sunset. Day is, usually it is a sunlight time, and dark is a night time, and evening is a event which is coming prior to the night. So option A is the right one. 40, that is the next question. Mountain. Mountain is related to hill, and what is a tree is related to? So mountain is the highest peak which we can say that, and hills are nothing but the actual definition of the hill is nothing but like it is a bound back in which there are some of the curves in between them. They are not that much high like mountains have. They are lowest peaks, and the highest peaks are mountain. Here mountains are high peaks, and hills are low peaks. So you can say that it is a curved part. It is not having any pointed shape, so it is called as hills. And a tree is that much highest substances. If you find the answer, option will be ground, leaf, forest, and a shrub. So of course the first option is a large one, and second one is very lesser than the less height than the first option. So the tree will be again higher, then you have to find the lower part of the tree. So that is either ground, leaf, forest, or a shrub. So forest is more having more canopy trees than the tree, so the answer will not be forest. Option D, shrub, is the right one, because shrubs are the small plants which are covered under sunlight in the forest, but shrubs are the small trees than the actual trees. Okay, so answer D is the right one, because the hills are lesser than the mountains. They have related higher and lower. We have to relate like tree is higher and lower is shrub, like this. And the next one is Samkhya, Kapila, yoga is what? So the Sankhya and Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Yoga, Purva Minasa, and Vedanta, these are six philosophy in which they had presented at the ancient times. So if you know this, Sankhya is founded or who is created by the Kapila. So Kapila is a co-founder of the Sankhya philosophy, and yoga is founded by whom? They are asking. So option is Jamini, and Chanakya, Gautama, and Patanjali. If you know all this, and the thing you will get is Patanjali. Patanjali is completely a philosopher which is found who is founded the yoga. So yoga is founded by the Patanjali. And Gemini has done a work on Pancha Siddhantika. He was an astrologer. Chanakya was done a famous book called as Arthashastra, and Gautama Buddha was a great religious who had founded the Buddhism. So the next one is Aryabhatta is related to mathematician. Varahamira is related to what? So Aryabhatta was a great mathematician in his career, and Varahamira was a great astronomer. So who used to tell all the Siddhantas. So he has also written the book Pancha Siddhantika. So he has written. He was also called as astronomer. So we can relate the next thing. Not physician. He was not a doctor, and he was not a scientist. He was not an architect. He was a great astronomer, great Indian astronomer. So the next one is doctor is related to patient, and politician is related to what? Doctor works for the patient, and politician works for option A, masses, voter, power, or chair. If your answer is voter, then it is of course wrong. So masses is nothing but a public or a people. Masses are nothing but a public or a people who are needing or who are in needy to rule their community by a leader. Under a leadership, they want to rule their entire people, society, or community. So the answer is masses, not the voter, because voter some people will having the voter power, and the children will not having the voting power. Even they have to do some works for even children, right? So the politician is not done for voter and for power or for and the chair. The answer is the right answer. Okay. Now let us solve the next part of the question. Leather cobbler. Wood is related to what? So leather is a material which is extracted from the animal's skin, especially from cows, pigs, shepherds, or sheep, etc. So cobbler is a one who will convert that extracted raw material, that is either of leather or fabrics, into the things, especially the bags or slippers or sandals. We call them as a cobbler, or one who sieves the fabrics like leathers, who is also called as cobbler. And the wood they had given, wood is also raw material, so that is converted into a something or a furnitures or any of the things done by whom they are asking. So option is furniture, cottage, carpenter, and mason. So furniture is not an answer, because the leather is related to cobbler. Cobbler is not a he is not a thing or object, he is a person. So they are asking a person, so answer will be carpenter, not a cottage and not a mason. Okay, so the next question, canoe is related to boat, and mansion is related to what? Canoe is related to boat because it's a type of boat. Canoe is a type of a boat in which they are having a paddles, like in bicycle we are having the paddles, right? So they are having a pedals, and boat is will be like they are ends with a pointed shape. So this is special type of a boat. And mansion is nothing but a beautiful house. It is a type of house they are telling. So the mansion meaning beautiful answer. So the answer definitely will be option C. If you know these meanings like mansion and canoe, you can easily solve it, right, by relating the options. If you don't know the meaning, just you try to understand the question by just comparing with the options. And if you don't know this, you can even skip it for if there is negative marking. Better to do that. And next is India president, and state is related to what? So the constitutional head of a country is handed over or leading over by done by the president. So this is a in which India is related to the president. And for the state, the constitutional head is whom? Either prime minister, governor, chief minister, or mayor. So definitely answer will be the governor. Okay, chief minister and prime ministers. Firstly, prime minister is head of the government in which the ruling party is there. So he is the head of the government ruling party, and chief minister is also same as the prime minister. When you compare this analogy under these questions, you can answer like that. And let us move to the next question. Knife is related to cut and axe is related to what? So knife is especially used for a cutting. So axe is especially used for, answer will be a chopping. It is chop, option B. Lacerate is also a kind of a cutting, but it is not a cutting, it is a slicing. Slicing means cutting the things or objects into a small pieces in a longitudinal section. Okay, that is called as this lacerate. And slice, you can see the pieces of something, they are called as the slice. And sever is also a hard cut in which that will be very deep into the cut, that is called as sever. So let's move the next questions. Cattle is related to fodder and fish is related to what? The option is feed, hay, insects, and plankton. So feed is nothing but to eat, right? To have a something. Hay is nothing but a green plants. Like you can say that it is a green plants stock. And insects, that planktons are the small living beings which are present in the plant, in the river or water bodies. They are called as the planktons, especially eaten by the fishes and water body animals. Cattle will feed on the fodder. Fodder is also a part of hay in which that is a dried one. And the fish is nothing but a feeds on the plankton. So these are the options and the answers in which I had explained you. I hope this video will be very helpful for you. I can't say that, I can't predict that these questions will definitely come in your exams, coming exams, but I'm just solving and how to solve such questions when there will be a tricky one, difficult one, or which you are unknown or unaware about it. Like this, there are some tricks and tips you can apply whenever you will come in the examination. So if you face some exams or situations, you just do what are the things I had mentioned it. So I hope it will be very useful for you. This practice makes a man perfect, so you have to practice well. And I will do some other videos on logical reasoning and statement conclusion, statement arguments, and number series exam, etc., in the later videos. So now let us just be perfect with this verbal reasoning, that is analogy on it. So I'm focusing more on this subject. So thank you one and all.